Andy the monkey. You remember him? Cutie pie. Who's the monkey that's really cool? It's Andy. Hey, Andy. Who's the monkey that's gonna rule? It's Andy. It's Andy. Well, don't forget, Andy had parents. And I think that's what we're going to focus on today in Mr. Kobach's class.
All right.
Hey now.
Mr. Kobach's class. It's Mr. Kobach's class.
You might learn a ton.
It's Mr. Kobach's class.
It's interesting too.
It's Mr. Kobach's class.
Andy's super cool.
It's Mr. Kobach's class.
That is correct. Today might be Friday, but Sunday may be the most important day of the year. Sunday is Mother's Day. Think about mothers. Mothers are women, or at least they make eggs, but right, the mother has to make an egg to be mothers, and so you know right off the bat that you get half of your DNA from mom, it's stored in the egg, the other half from daddy-o. But I don't know if it's so equal, right? I mean, you get half of the DNA, right? You definitely get a chromosome, X chromosome from mom. So you get your genes for clotting blood and seeing color, and genes for, what am I forgetting? Oh, building muscle tissue and fighting off infections. Most of those are on the X chromosome. So you guaranteed to get one of those from mom. Some of you got two. Some of you got one from dad as well. But some of us, including me, I only got my genes to do those things from my mother. My dad didn't give me those genes. He just gave me the switch to turn off the egg-making genes. Right? Now you think about it. Mom not only gave you half of the genes, but dad's sperm cell was basically just a nucleus. Mom, all of your first cell, the first you, the zygote, was actually your mom's egg cell. So all of your cytoplasm and all of the organelles in there started with mom's, and you copied mom's. The only thing that dad contributed was half of the genes. Right? Like, think about it. Your mitochondria, right? Dad did not deliver mitochondria. Mom's mitochondria that was in her cytoplasm was the beginning of your mitochondria. Mitochondria has its own DNA. It copies its own self. So all of the mitochondria you have are just copies of the ones that you inherited from your mother. So technically, if you think about it, your ability to make ATP, to smash glucose, is entirely dependent on your mom. So thanks, Mom, for the mitochondria. But that's not all, right? To be a mom, at least for people, you have to carry a baby in the uterus. To be a mom, you don't have to have the egg fertilized in your fallopian tube. You can do that in test tube, but you have to implant it in your fallopian tube. You can do that in test tube, but you have to implant it in a uterus, right? A uterus. Here's the uterus normally, right here. This, right? It's very small. In this picture, you can see some of the colon, and there's the urinary bladder, right? But if a woman gets pregnant, that uterus, which is muscular, has to expand to fit a growing baby, and then ultimately has to push that baby out. And in humans, what is that? How long is that? Oh yeah, that's right, that's about 40 weeks. And then I think we talked about this before. I mean, there's lots of uncomfortable discomforts of being a expectant mom because of the space that the baby's taking up, the fetus is taking up in your own belly, right? And then don't forget, mom, while she was pregnant with you, she ate for you, she drank for you, she breathed for you, and it's kind of weird to think of, but she also went to the bathroom for you. You did not go to the bathroom while you were in a uterus. You didn't eat anything while you were in a uterus. You never took a breath. You didn't do all those things until your birthday. And mom was there. Some of you, she pushed you right out through her vagina, right through the birth canal. Some of you had to be cut out like a C-section, but all of you were in a uterus, right? And mom provided through her uterus to your placenta all of the materials you needed to grow. And she obviously was good at it because you're here now watching this video. All right. So there you were on your birthday, right? You showed up, but mom was the one who had just finished 9 months of work. But usually it doesn't end there. You know, we're mammals, so like in mammal species, we're called mammals because of the mammary gland, the milk-making glands. So in mammals, an evolutionary adaptation we have is to nurse our young with milk. So their first nutrients, most of their nutrition comes directly from mom. There's some other really cool things that happen with that. Mother's milk often has antibodies. So you can achieve what we call passive immunity to diseases just by suckling from mother's breast milk. Okay, that's pretty wild. That's a good advantage. So I was thinking, we owe a lot to moms. And not all animals have moms. And let's talk about some of the world's toughest moms. Like this is a rabbit. Rabbits are kind of tough moms. You know why they're tough? Because rabbits can give birth to like 12 babies at a time. 12! Their gestation period is like a month. And then after they give birth to their 12 babies, they go into estrus. And that means they can get pregnant again within about 2 or 3 days. So that means one female rabbit could get pregnant 10 times in a year and give birth to 12 babies each time. One female rabbit could have 120 children in a year. Wow. Of course, rabbit moms aren't great at keeping, I guess if you have so many, it's hard to take care of them. And they usually abandon their offspring. They come back to nurse for maybe a minute or two a day, and that's partially to protect the babies from predators. But yeah, they must have so many babies because it's hard to be a rabbit, right? So your tactic is to have so many so that maybe some will survive. Natural selection, you know. Oh, I love this mommy. Now, she's not a mammal. She's an amphibian. You see her cute little face there? This is called the Suriname toad. But what I like about her is that when she lays her eggs, she spreads them on her back, and then they're fertilized on her back, and then the eggs get absorbed into her skin. So she doesn't really get pregnant, but her fertilized eggs grow underneath her skin, and then when it's birthday, her skin erupts with little teeny tiny tadpoles coming out. Yeah, look up the Suriname toad if you want to see something that's kind of wild. But that's a tough mom. Can you imagine giving birth out of your back? That's tough, mama. Do I have to explain why a porcupine mom has got to be tough? Right? I mean, think about it. Those quills are there in the uterus. Okay, so it's a very delicate process having a baby porcupet. Right? Most of the time, porcupine babies come out head first, which means their quills are going in the opposite, in a direction where they won't be a problem. But you can imagine that might be a tough birthday for mama. Oh yeah, world's toughest mom, without a doubt. Mama African elephant. Look at that cute baby, right? And think about it. Here's mama. She got pregnant with her little baby and did not give birth until 2 years later. The gestation period is 2 years. And then when she gave birth to this little guy, he wasn't so little. He was about 250 pounds. That's like the average weight. Can you imagine carrying around that 250-pound bowling ball? Now, of course, it wasn't 250 pounds the entire time it was in the uterus, but at least for the last few months, it was up there. Right? And then, of course, we know how tough the baby is. Baby drops out and then walks on the same day. So Sunday is Mother's Day. Now, I know that your actual biological mother may or may not be part of your life. Unfortunately, and sometimes fortunately, that's true. Okay, but on Mother's Day, even if there's no actual biological mother, the woman that made your egg or carried you in the uterus, everybody has adult women that are very important in their lives. And your assignment over the weekend is to make sure you let that those adult women know that they are superheroes. Okay? Superheroes. Adult women in your life do so many things for you. And whether it's Mrs. Novelli or Mrs. Waite or Mrs. Bigelow or any of your teachers or any of your aunts or your grandma, thank them for being there for you and supporting you along the way. Have a great Mother's Day. And as a person who's lived through a lot of Mother's Day, this is the one holiday you cannot forget. OMG, do not forget Mother's Day. Yep, that's my mom. Hi, Mrs. Kobach. That's me. See how happy I am? That's my sister, Katie, and my dad, too. But anyway, thanks, Mom. Mother's Day is Sunday. And thank you for making the egg. Thank you for carrying me in your uterus. Thank you for nursing me. Thank you for being there for me all the time. I really appreciate you in my life, and I love you. Thanks, Mom.